Hello and welcome to a lesson on RIP routing. In the past we've looked at OSPF, Open Shortest Path first. So today we're going to look at RIP routing. RIP routing or Routing Information Protocol is one of the easier ones to set up. It's for small to medium networks, so it's limited to 15 hops. So after 15 hops, the network won't work anymore. So 15 routers basically. It's quite intensive in that it broadcasts its traffic or multicasts its traffic every 30 seconds. So every time there's a routing table change, it's routed every 30 seconds. So it's a very busy network. There's a lot of talking. So all the routers exchanging the databases. But other than that, it's very simple and straightforward to use. The main difference, OSPF uses bandwidth. So if the bandwidth is very busy, it'll perhaps pick a different route, whereas RIP just uses hop counts. So it doesn't matter how busy a network is, it's always going to pick the same route, the same hop count every time. So we'll start off by making a simple network. I'll fluctuate between using the command line interface and the packet tracer interface to speed things up. So I'll start off with putting 3 PCs onto our network. And we'll put three switches in quickly. And if you can make this network along with me. And then we'll put in the PT router. So it's already populated with all the hardware we need, so we'll put in 3 of those. So I've left a switch out there. So okay, so we've got 3 switches. So I'll put in the cables. So fast Ethernet, and I'll plug it into port 1. Again, crossover cable. 1 and crossover cable, port 1 again. So there's our cables put in. Then we'll just use a straight through from from port 24 to FA00, and again straight through cable 24 to, it doesn't really matter, just as long as you plug it into the switch and into FA00. But it's always good practice to manage. Keep your cable management the same every time. So I just like to plug in where a router connects to the switch. I just like to use port 24, the last port, or 48. Or sometimes you've got uplink ports, perhaps you've got gig links or whatever. Then we need to plug in some a serial cable. So we'll go from SE2 to SE2. And again, another one's the one of the clock there. That'll be from SE3 to SE2. Okay, so we got a simple network to use. We'll make this network the 10.0.0.0 network, and we'll make this one the 11.0.0.0 network. And then we'll make this 192.168.1, 2 and 3. So 192.168.1.0 network. I'll move that to there. This will be the 192.168.2.0 network, and we'll put in 192.168.3.0 network. So there's our network quickly built. We'll make this will be 192.168.1.254, and this will be 192.168.2.254. That will be the gateway for this computer. And finally, this one will be 192.168.3.254. And for this end of the network, for SE2 and 3s, So this will be 10.0.0.1, and this end will be 10.0.0.2, and then we go to the 11 network where we'll have 11.0.0.1, and we'll have finally 11.0.0.2. So there's all the IP numbers we're going to use. I can segment those off with the colors. So I've selected a fill color. What is this one? Green. Let's do another one. This time we'll do it blue color. So there we are. And we'll do one more where we'll pick, I don't know, purplish color. Okay, so there's our 3 separate networks. So first thing we need to do is add IP numbers to the PCs. So desktop and IP protocol, and this is 192.168.1.1, and we've said the gateway will be 254, and exactly the same for this one. 192.168.2.1 and 192.168.2.254. Finally, I'm trying to get through this as quickly as we can. 192.168.3.1 is the IP address for the PC, and 192.168.3.254 for the PCs. So that's our PCs all connected up, and as you can see there's traffic between them. So we now need to start configuring the routers. So for the first router I'll cheat, and we'll go to the config, and fast Ethernet 00 we said is going to be 254, so I'll turn that on. 192.168.1.254, and it'll put in 255.255.0. I've turned the port on, so that's done. You can see the commands are all nicely put in for us here. So interface at fast Ethernet 00, no shutdown, and there's the IP address we put in. Then I'm going to go cheat again. I'm going to go to SE20, which is this one. I'm going to, because there's a clock on this side, turn it on. I'll go to 64,000, 10.0.0.1, and avoid complications with the addresses before it puts it in for us. So it's done that for us, and that's it for this one. So it's just those 2 ports I needed to put in. So there's that one configured. I think I turned that on, did I? Yes, on, and clock rate was set. So I'll go to this one now, where I need to put in 3 different routes. So this time I'm not going to cheat much. So enable conft, and the first one I want to do is interface FA00. So interface FA0/0. IP address will be 192.168.2.254, and that is 255.255.255.0, and I'll type in no shut for no shutdown, and that one's up. Exit out, and now I'll go to interface SE20, and I'll do IP address, and this time it's 10.0.0.2, so it'll be 10.0.0.2, and it's 255.0.0.0, and no shut. And then we should see these links here go green, hopefully. Yep, they've gone green straight away. And then I've got one more to add in, which is this side. So I exit out of that interface, and now I do interface SE3/0, and I type in IP address 11.0.0.1 255.0.0.0 clock rate 64,000 and no shut. Okay, and that state has been changed down, but not administratively down. So I've added those IP addresses in, and at the last one, get an arrow cheat this time, config, and I'll go to fast interface, turn it on, and I will do 192.168.3.254 because that's what we agreed. And then I'll go to SE20, turn that on, and I will do 192.168. No, it's not. It's 10. It's actually, I made a typo there. It should be 11. It should be 11.0.0.2. So 11.0.0.2. And the clock rate is actually not set because I've set it the other side. And the links have all gone up green. So I'll just quickly save this as, I'll save it as rip template with IP. I'm just doing that so that for a lesson I can give you one of these that's all been set up and configured, and all we've got to do is the routing. So if I go to the IP now, and oops, if I try to ping the router, successful, you may need to click this to open it, and finally that's all successful. However, if I try to ping a different router, it'll fail, and that's because we haven't set up any routing. Now this is where RIP is actually really easy, as there's actually very little configuration to do. So we only need to tell it about the routes that are directly attached. It'll then learn a bit like OSPF. So this has got 10.0.0 network and 192.168.1.0 network. So I go to this router, I go to the command line, exit out. This time I'll type, I'm not in the interfaces anymore, so I'll type in router, and it's going to be RIP. And I don't have to put in the subnets into this. So all I need to do is type in network that I'm adding. So it'll be 192.168.1.0 and 10.0.0.1, and that's it. I've added those in. If I exit, and if I type show IP protocols, oh, I need to exit out again. Show IP proto. You'll see that I've got RIP set up, and it's routing for these two networks, which is correct. So that's the routing setup. And again, show IP route, and you can see at the moment I've just got directly connected and directly connected. I should have RIP, but that will happen when we come back and I've set up another route here. So I go to this router and exit out of the interface because I'm in the FE, I'm in the SE0. So I type in router, and it's going to be RIP, and then network. What networks have I got? I've got the 10.0.0.0 network, 10.0.0.0 network, but I've also got connected this side to the 11.0.0 network. So 11.0, and if you notice I'm not putting any subnets in, and I got 192.168.2 connected. 192.168.2.0 network, and that's my routing done. It'll take up to 30 seconds for it to broadcast that to the other router. So if I do show IP route now, it's done it. It's done. You can see before I just had 2 connected. Now I've got, it's learnt about, this one has learnt about the 11 network and the 192 network, 192.168.2 network. So everything's working. And on the last one, I'm going to just show you a quick way. If we go to RIP and I type in 11.0.0.0, 11.0.0, and I click add, and then I type in 3, 192.168.3.0, and I click add. You can see it's all done it here. It's typed in it's for me. It's done the command router RIP, and then the 2 networks. If I go to the command interface and I do show IP route, I'm in the wrong menu. Show IP, or wrong level I should say. Show IP route. You can see it's learnt about the 10.0.0 network, which is over here. It's learnt about the 192.168.1 network, which is here, and it's learnt about the 192.168.2 network, which is here. And if I go here and so if you remember, we just got 2 here. So I've gone to this route there. I type in show IP route, and you'll see it's learnt 3 now. It's learnt a new one. So if I just test all this by doing some pinging, so if I ping from here to here, successful. If I ping from here to here, successful. And let's go from here to here, successful. And finally, and you can see everything was successful. So basically that's RIP routing. The only sort of thing that we had to watch out for was we don't need to put in the subnet mask. Other than that, that's how you set up RIP routing. So I hope you found that lesson useful, and I look forward to seeing you at the next lesson. Thank you.